So going back to our sort of our scenario, if you like, we've sort of created the brief then to hire somebody. How do you generally sort of structure the hiring process then for writers?
To be honest, what we tend to do these days is look for people with a real talent for writing. And, maybe they're in a different kind of writing career, or maybe they are relatively new. We're quite lucky here because we're close to Falmouth. So we've got the university, all the writing courses, professional writing, creative writing. And we look for people who are geeks with a flair for writing. People that can take a really gnarly, tricky subject, whatever that is, and explain it to you really clearly and write really well. Like, if you can get that stuff, then you can train them in B2B tech. You can, because they have the natural curiosity, you can train them in B2B tech, and you can train them in content marketing and, the process and where the thing they're writing fits into the bigger picture. It takes a long time. I mean, for us to have a writer really established with us takes maybe 5 years on average.
Wow.
But we have to invest that, because that's where we get our best writers. By and large. So that's sort of how we do it. We hire for the talent, skills, personality, the right character. And then we kind of, invest a lot in kind of training, internal review process. So experienced writers are always reviewing less experienced writers' work and giving them feedback every day for years and years and years to get them really good. So it is really hard, unless you have loads of money burning a hole in your pocket. But then I think people, a lot of the time, they like the freedom of the freelance thing. So it is hard to train people from there.
Yeah. Well,
so we'll do a recruitment thing where we've got we ask for samples of their work. Now, obviously, it might not be they might not have a relevant portfolio, but normally, if someone's really, really into writing and they're a nerd, they'll have and I say that, as a nerd myself and full of love for my colleagues. But if they're really, really into writing and they're a nerd, they'll have a portfolio of something that they're writing about. So the people here have had previous lives as bloggers, as video games journalists, poets, they'll have something. And so we kind of look at that portfolio. So much of it is about the covering letter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
By the time I get to the CV, I'm really just looking for confirmation. Yeah. Because end of the day, their job, part of it is going to be writing things like an email, extracting the most relevant information, thinking about what the audience wants and presenting that to them. So if you can write a brilliant covering letter, I'm already like, okay, this is someone that we need to interview. Yeah. It's all about the covering letter. And we might put in in the process, we'll put in a bit of a writing test to see how they get on with, weird subjects and if that they can kind of write about something really technical in a way that's really, really clear, and that kind of thing. But there's all sorts of that process. The other way that we recruit people is we do have a paid internship, or at least we do when COVID hasn't closed the office. So we'll take on an intern and give them paid work experience. Yeah. And then some of those people go on to be, we kind of go, this person's really good. Sometimes we find diamonds that way as well.